Good morning, traders and investors. Welcome to Benzinga's pre-market prep, brought to you by Options House. I'm your co-host, Joel Alconin, along with Dennis Dick and the ever-snappy Benzinga news desk, Brent Sava, Jake LeCure, and Mighty Joe Young. Joe, preview the show for us today.
It's like a box of snapping turtles in here, Joel. It's Wednesday, so we all know what that means. Market Patterns and Trends Day with All About Trends' Harlan Payan. And then at 9 a.m., we have Marlon Weems, founder of Hillcrest Strategies. Joel, you checked out this guy a little bit, right?
Yeah, I like his background there. He's helped organize trading desk, algo trading, HFT. He's been the whole gambit. Be interesting to get his take on some of the upcoming mergers and his take on Comcast and their upcoming merger. So, looking forward to having Harlan and Marlon and George Carlin will be on tomorrow.
So yeah, Marlon Weems was formerly an income sales trade, or sorry, fixed income sales trader for Stephens, and he also founded MSW International, a commodities trade and finance house. So those are our guests for today. And later this week, obviously, Fari is tomorrow. And then also tomorrow we have Dan Levin of CPR Radio. And then on Friday, we're starting to triple up here, Joel. We're going to start having three guests every single day, no matter what.
Okay, and who's going to be our three guests for Friday?
Let's see here. I lost my calendar, so I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Hey, gentlemen, let's get it started off with a little breaking earnings here. Target just out Q1 adjusted EPS of 70 cents on sales of, where they go, 17.05 billion. Analysts on Target were looking for 72 cents on sales of 17.02 billion. Looks like a mixed report. Company issuing some Q2 guidance. Adjusted EPS 85 to a dollar, and the street is up at $1.03. What's the stock doing, boys?
Stock is flat really right now here. It's sold off on that initial breaking news at 8 o'clock there, and the full year guidance they're lowering down. But this might be one of those cases where, I mean, this has been, everybody's been expecting Target to not report a good quarter here. It was down $1.50 ahead of the report there yesterday, along with a lot of other retailers. So it's actually holding up pretty well considering the report's not very good.
Yeah, don't see a lot of trading going on. I did see a spike down here to 55.11, but we have quickly recovered up to the 56.60 level. Just looking at the daily charts here, you did have a gap to fill. I don't know if it counts if it did it in a pre-market. Does it count, Dennis, if you fill a gap in a pre-market?
I don't count it.
You don't
Nope.
count it.
Because
Okay.
it could be like an odd lot that would fill the gap then. So no, I don't count that. Pre-market trades gotta do in the regular session. At least in my rules.
55.81 fills the gap. Bad day yesterday for Target here. Sold off most of the day along with all the other retailers. You are now trading above yesterday's low and the close right by each other. So let's keep an eye on the 56.50 level. Wouldn't get real bullish until this can get through 58, but I just want to harken back to that Home Depot from yesterday. Boy, probably a lot of people got caught in that one, Dennis. They took it down to 75 in the pre-market, and I don't know what they said during their conference call or whatever, but that ended up opening a buck higher and
Yeah.
kept on going. Did you get dirty in that one at all?
No, I didn't get dirty, and I was trading the lows a little bit yesterday. I always like to play the laggard as opposed to the leader. I feel like you get a little more of an edge there. So I was playing the lows a little bit there yesterday, and actually lows did report there here this morning too. They reported 263, or actually they reported 61 versus 60 and 13.4 billion versus 13.9 billion. So slight miss on the revenue. The guidance, they kind of guided a bit higher, but lows actually trading almost flat here right now, 45.60. But before we break into that, just check out this target here, because just as we're talking here, it was trading down. It is now moving higher here. And like I was saying, a lot of sentiment. I mean, they were on CNBC just bashing the hell out of this thing a half an hour ago. You got a lot of people who were very nervous coming into this report, and that showed in the pricing action there yesterday. And I wonder, this would be, if other things were being equal, I think it would be down big on this report. But because so many people were leaning to the bearish side coming in, I wonder if it actually doesn't rally on it. And it is up 60 cents here now.
58's the level for me. I'm keeping an eye on 57.94, the high from Tuesday's session. 58.04, the low on Monday, so that's resistance. This stock really took the dive when the CEO hit the exits here. Came down 2 days hard after that. got a bounce and then sold off again. But like I said, keep an eye on the $58 level.
58 is huge. Totally agree with you there, Joel. And that might be a level where I'll be looking to possibly try short, but we'll have to see. I'm going to let this thing digest here a little bit. And in the regular session, that's the number that I'll keep my eye on there for Target. We were just talking about lows. Might as well do a couple of quick levels here, Joel, on the pre-market action because it did spike up a little bit on the initial report, but has hence pulled back. It's trading up only 20 cents right now at 45.75.
What I'm keeping an eye on the lows here is not the low, but the consolidation at the 45.50 level. You've had two closes within 3 cents of each other, 45.52, 45.55. Another low just below that, 45.36. So a lot of position squaring at that level. That level needs to hold for us to get back, climb into the 46 handle. Below yesterday's low, 45 and a quarter. I was looking for this thing to get down to 44 yesterday, but I think when the Home Depot reverse course, it kind of pulled lows up with it.
Yeah, I really did. And actually, Lowe's ended up opening up there as well with the Home Depot. So pre-market action was a little bit confusing there because both
Yeah,
those stocks, like you
definitely.
said, were weak earlier, but they ended up being a little bit stronger there. So one of those days where the pre-market was a little bit wrong on the pricing. Couple other ones, a lot of retailers here reporting today there, and we just got a couple that just broke here. Brent, we had PetSmart just break and AEO. You got those numbers?
Yeah, sure. Which one are you gonna start with, Dennis?
We'll start with PetSmart because I'm seeing that thing down $4 here right now. So, or
Okay.
actually, it's down $6 now.
Uh-oh.
So
Think
must
it,
be a disaster quarter.
think it was the guidance. The quarter looks fine. We got Q1 EPS 104 versus a 101 estimate. Sales did miss at 1.73 billion. Street was looking for 1.77 billion. On to the guidance, Q2 EPS 92 to 96. Street is up at $1, and then they did cut the fiscal year guidance from a prior range of 442 to 452 to a new range of 429 to 439.
Joel, I can't find support here. I went out to the dailies, I went out to the weeklies, now I'm out to the monthlies here, and the monthlies look scary because we had this huge run from '09 to 12 when we went from $20 to $60. Man, when you get below 60 here, this was when it was just slowly starting to drift up. I don't see that much in here.
Did you get the memo yesterday, Dennis? In the
I know
Asia?
somebody got the memo yesterday. I mean, they were killing all the retailers, but this one really got rocked. They did not want to own this into earnings, I guess for good reason here.
Oh,
Stock opened up at 64.85 and then cascaded down three handles, closing near the lows before obviously reporting here this morning, and it's not good.
well, let's just take a look at the pre-market action here. I just have this one ugly bar to show here, 54.60. Boy, they're knocking this thing down on nothing, though, Dennis. I mean, there's what?
20,000, very light
Yeah,
volume, and it's very wide. It's $1.50 wide right now, Joel.
get in
50, so,
there. Get in there.
so the 57.55 is the spread on this thing right now.
What?
So it just closed it by 50 cents, but this is wide spread.
Okay. Do you want? What did you say the spread was?
It's $1 now.
I think you make a stand at 55.
You think that we've seen the low there at 55? We may have. I mean, that's a pretty good washout there. So right off the hop, you often do see the overshoot, especially if some of the algorithms are trading off the headline numbers there. You often do see an overshoot. Now we just ticked up to 57. So
Yeah.
I'm not taking that. I kind of agree with you. We might have seen the low at 55, but
Yeah,
is that where it got to? in
Did
the
it really
pre-market?
get to the reason? Well, it got to 55.60. What I was looking at was on the monthlies. Going back to May 2012, I saw a low at 55.06. So that's going back a couple years here. But right now, the way you're bouncing off that 55.60 level, I think if you get any drift back down, I think you're going to see the buyers. Low of the day could be in there in PetSmart. That was a vicious reaction to those numbers. And boy, I guess people aren't taking care of their pets anymore.
Still
On
spiking around.
on to American Eagle.
Sure.
Okay, so we have AEO reporting EPS 2 cents. Street was looking for break even. Sales 646, just over 646 million. Street was at 649. The guidance looks like what is hitting the stock. We're trading down under the $11 level right now. Q2 EPS expected break even, and the street is looking for a gain of 4 cents currently.
Oh boy, another one, another stock going, another retailer biting the dust here. 1073 is the level that we just hit. have a nice level to look at here. 1077 was your low on the 7th here, Dennis. So you are on support, but man, the way they just been beating up these retailers, just I don't know. I don't know if you wanna risk losing $10.77 on the stock.
Well, and I was going to say the exact same thing here, Joel. These retailers, they've been bashing them through support. So sometimes the plays are, to buy on support, but they've been hitting the retailers so hard, and it seems like every retailer there just takes out support. Like look at Dick's yesterday,
Oh,
DKS. Like we thought maybe we went out to the weeklies there and we were saying that 44 level might look pretty good. Even the pre-market, I was looking 46 didn't look bad, but then we were thinking the 44, well, that didn't even hold. And now you get like 5 downgrades today from Dick. So this is like the aftermath here on DKS. Stock downgraded by Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Piper Jaffray, Canaccord, Janney Slash in the estimates here. The lone BMO is upgrading the stock, so they're the black sheep there. But the stock is trading down here again farther, so can even be more follow through on it today. After losing almost $10 yesterday, the stock's down another 35 cents here today with all these downgrades coming
oh,
out.
thank you. So, Ed, are you trying to make me bullish the stock with all these downgrades? I mean,
You like to fade those analysts, huh?
well, Brett and I were looking at this in the middle of the afternoon here, and there was just, I mean, you had a few pops, but you really just had a step down seller in this thing, and they just kept selling and selling and selling. You had to get some tight ranges at the end of the day. Trading down again here in the pre-market. I guess you just have to wait for this thing. If you're short, good for you. Hang on, keep moving that stop down. At least look for one, like a double bottom or some kind of reference point because this thing has just been getting lit up.
Then you've got also reporting last night CRM, which is Salesforce.com. And that stock actually spiked on the initial report there, but is now pulling back here. We're down 20 cents on CRM. The report was 11 cents versus 10 cents, and 1.23 billion versus 1.21 billion. They did slightly raise the guidance there, but CRM here is pulling back here this morning.
You did get a spike to 54.50. That was the high right in the. I believe that was after hours, and now
Yeah,
you've
right
come
on the
down
initial
to the
report,
50.
they spiked it
Yeah,
up.
boy, I tell you, if they give you another shot here at 54 on the upside, I know it's a $1.30 away from
Huge
here.
number.
Yeah, 54.15. You had a high. 54.21. You had a high going a little bit farther back, so that's very well defined resistance. Someone got caught going to that 54 level, coming back on the downside here. We are trading above yesterday's low still. 52.39 was the low in the session. We'll keep an eye on that. Below that, I could see CRM falling under 52, perhaps to Monday's low at 51.66.
We're going to highlight a bunch of big levels here in about 10 minutes once we get through all these earnings reports here. But, like this 54 on CRM just jumps out at you. We're going to have Harlan on the show later, too. And he always says, what numbers jump out at you on the charts? I went through a bunch of them this morning and was highlighting the ones that just jumped out and bit me on the nose here. So we'll get to those in about 5 or 7 minutes. Just got a couple more earnings reports to talk about, though. Tiffany's here, TIF, is bucking the trend of retailers reporting disappointing earnings because this one blew it out of the park. Is that right, Brent? 97 cents versus 78 cents, blown out by 19 cents, and then 1.01 billion versus 955 million. So that's a huge beat on the top and a huge beat on the bottom. They're raising full year guidance there too. Everything looking good over at Tiffany's.
Can you believe it? A retailer?
I know, I'm shocked, actually. You know what? I can believe it because it was getting bid up last night in the pre-market there, and I was like, you know what? The funny thing, Target's getting offered down because, and you're looking at these other ones, and then Tiffany's getting bid up there, and I'm like, eh. And actually, if we go back to December, or the last report, when were their last report been? In late November there, when the stock spiked from 80 to 89, that was probably on earnings there too. So that seems to be about 6 months ago. So maybe Tiffany's, they were pricing it, I think, a $4.50 move from the straddle. So it's the straddle buyers are making some money here.
They had Q3 results at the end of November and then Q4 results at the end of March. Just a heads up.
You know who likes this stock?
Who?
Kristen Benz.
Oh, she's happy this morning.
She likes that luxury, the high end.
Yeah. I don't know if they sell jean shorts there, but I know that
very, very fashionable jean shorts.
I'm gonna wear them in the next time she's on the show.